Okay, so the question you've asked me for 5 years and you've all wanted to know, which one of the Twilight films do I hate? I hate all of them but two, and I'll explain why. They're just stupid, okay? She meets this vampire, she knows this, the guy has vampire friends, and they want to kill her because she's human. He doesn't want to kill her because he's in love with her, and he saves her. Okay, he goes to school, he fits in, he blends with human beings. No fucking red flags go off and realize there's something off with this guy. I don't know what it is, but there's something off with him. No one realizes this guy's a vampire. Let me tell you something, if vampires were real and they were in our school, if you remember the scene in Buffy where they take a bunch of kids and they train them to kill vampires, but some of them get killed and some don't, you'd be stabbed out of all of them. You wouldn't, accept it. I'm not racist, okay? In fact, fuck it. Vampires don't have a race, okay? They're not real. But if a vampire comes into the school, falls in love with a girl, and I think he's a danger, I'm going to take a stake and stick it up his ass. And I'm going to kill him. Because that whole scene pisses me off. Yes, he saved her, and yes, she falls with him. But throughout the entire saga, they have no chemistry together. At all. He keeps trying to push her away, and she keeps trying to save him. He doesn't need to be saved. He's a goddamn vampire. He's got no weaknesses except that he sparkles like a little pussy. Oh my god, when I reveal my skin to the sun, I sparkle. So awesome. Yeah. The wolves want to kill the vampires. Hello. They use humans as their cattle. The wolves are trying to protect us, so that makes sense. So she ends up loving both Jacob and Edward. That was her mistake. If she just loved Edward and told Jacob to piss off, he would have stopped. 4 films in, he's still trying to get over her. And she never ends up with him. Yeah, there are moments where there's a bit of a fling, but that's about it. So 2 comes in, right? And I love 2. Not the whole she has a seizure and she tries to kill herself twice and Jacob tries to save her crap. I'm talking about when she goes to Romania to save Edward from a bunch of these vampires, right? Now, remember, the higher order says these fucking vampires are okay, I don't want to say super soldier vampires, that'd be too Marvel-ish. They're head vampires. She comes in looking for Jacob. He wants to kill himself with the sunlight. But that's a problem. Sunlight doesn't kill you. So how does that kill you? That scene is never explained. Jacob says in the first film, sunlight can't kill us, it just makes a sparkle. And I'm like, duh? What? That's asinine, really. That's so stupid. So she comes in, she pushes him back into the shadows, and she saves him. She starts crying, they're alive, blah blah blah, but they can't leave. Because the higher order says, you can't leave, you know too much, kill her. And they move like the Flash, but somehow Edward's able to knock them all down and go, no, don't touch her. But finally, the female vampire gets her, makes a deal with him, says if you kill her, you can go. I was like, fine, kill her, please. She's not, her character sucks. She's always depressed. She never really evolves. And off camera, in real life, they hated each other. I was like, just kill the character off. You built this, you had this whole build up to have one of them killed off. And go, no, she can live. And I'm like, what the, are you joking? You had that entire build up in this film to say, she gets to live. No reason, she gets to live. But the head vampire, who is literally the same werewolf from Underworld, you could tell. If you put a mustache on the guy, it's the same person. I looked up who played the character, and I thought, oh, so the guy who played the werewolf in Underworld is the same person. he has got the same hair, the eyes. He's just a vampire in this. That makes sense. So props to them getting that character. That worked. So they go back and they act like never happened, and he literally wants to die so she can live. And I was like, okay. Here's the thing though, if that had ended with him dying and Jacob being with her, that's fine. That works for me. The film's finally over. It's done. We can move on with our lives. But no, we got 3. So 3 came out and there was a half-assed fight between wolves and vampires because the vampire needed some new vampires because the rest of them either fled or are dead, and they needed some new vampires. So they picked this one guy. He went crazy with vampire power. Oh, look at me, I'm a bad guy. I want to do bad things. He gets killed off screen. So let me get this straight. You have the female vampire that is X. You cut her head off in a PG-13 film, but you show the werewolves ripping him to pieces off screen? Really? How did you even get a decapitation in a PG-13 film, by the way? So we get to 4, and it's a 2-parter. Now, the only reason they did a 2-parter, they thought, oh, Harry Potter did this and it worked. Harry Potter did it first because it built up. You just did it because you were fucking lazy. Oh, sorry. I broke the barrier and I swore, but I don't care anymore. You just did it because you're too lazy to go. We could have made this 3 hours and we still would have got the whole story told. But we did part 1, Break of Dawn, and then part 2 comes in, and it sucks. But then we get this entire fight scene, and I'm going, finally, werewolf vampires fighting, kicking the crap out of each other. I love it. And then she goes, it happened in my head. None of this happened. This is what's going to happen. So nobody lost anyone on the vampire side. Nobody lost anyone on the werewolf side. Oh, and FYI, they're not werewolves. If you've seen Werewolf in London, he walks on 2s, not 4s. They're wolves. And I'm not gonna say it again. I said it in my last video. They are wolves. Get over it. They're not werewolves. They stand on all 4s. They're wolves. Wolf with Jack Nicholson was more werewolf than they were, and he was on 2s. In fact, the film very specifically says that they're wolves. They're big, huge wolves that walk on all 4s, not legs. 4s. If it walks on all 4s, it's a wolf. If it walks on 2s, if you remember Hugh Jackman's werewolf, it walked on 2s and it fought Dracula. And when it killed her by accident and snapped her neck because it dropped on her body and pushed her on the couch, he turned back. That was true love because he loved her. There's no true love here. There's just a girl going from one vampire to a werewolf and telling them both they love him, and that was the problem. But then, this part is you're gonna be thinking this guy should be in jail for what he does next. After the baby's born, he's like, oh, I love this baby. I'm going to protect this baby, and I'm going to okay. At that moment, I took the controller and I paused it and I went, did he just say he wanted a baby? Really? She's so creepy and cringy that comes out on how wrong that is. Okay, I get you want to protect her. That makes sense. You care for her like you're the Terminator and she's Sarah Connor. That's fine. But the whole thing of him wanting to wait for her, good for him. He's got a bit of patience. Oh, I'll wait until she's about 18 and legally so I can bang her. Because I can't bang Bella because now she's a vampire. But at the end of the film, the two oldest vampires and werewolves come on going, oh, he's a werewolf, I love him, she's a vampire, I love her. So they're allowed to be together. Werewolves and vampires can be together as long as they have a peace treaty saying that's fine. But the High Order is like, I don't want that. And leaves. It isn't trying to kill them when they're down, like a real vampire villain would do. He's like, whatever, fine. Have it your way. And leaves. You're the king of the vampires. And you weren't. Let's leave. Underworld had more fucking balls than you just to try and kill the good guys off. You went, nah, it's cool, we'll leave. I sat there in that movie theater that time, thinking, the fight scene never happened. I left. I was pissed. I was really pissed. So, I hate all Twilight films except for 2, because I really wanted Bella to die. Just as much Jacob, because that for me was where it was gonna end. And my sister's friend comes up to me and she goes, and I shit you not, she goes, oh my god, they're making another Twilight film. I'm so excited. And what came out the same time about when that came out? The Harry Potter saga. And I said to her, I'm not gonna see Twilight with you and my sister. I'm gonna go to see a real film. Harry Potter. So that is why I hate the Twilight Saga. I hate all of it, but 2, I love that whole scene where there's a fight scene, and somehow it's like, I'm gonna save you because I love you scene. Bullshit. If the High Order, what the High Order should have done, they should have caught him, killed them, and killed her. End of scene. And then there should have been a war between vampires and werewolves. Rise of the Lycans. And werewolves should have killed the vampires because of her death. That would have put things in motion, but they went, nah, let's just let them go. You had a good moment there. You kind of pussied out because you didn't have the balls to do it. Let me tell you this, if Marvel had done this movie, it would have done it right and given the movie some justice. But they didn't, so whatever.